Levels podcast. I am Justin Horo, joined as always by William Mason. What's up, OG?
Yes, I'm good. Just straight from Bulldogs training, actually.
Yeah. How was training? How was the weekend, brother? Mother's Day.
It was good. No, it was really good. You know, just hang out with Mum and just, I'm one of 8, so she's well taken care of. So, happy Mother's Day. Happy late Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yep. A couple of days late. We're filming on Monday night. It'll be dropping on Tuesday.
So it was good, man. Like just celebrating the mothers out there. You know, they do a lot. You know, we've all got mothers here, and you know they've done that much for us. And it's just that one day. You know, everyone goes, "Oh, every day should be Mother's Day." Well, you know, why isn't every day Father's Day? Why isn't every day your birthday? It just doesn't work out like that. But if you can just isolate one day a year for that Father's Day, Mother's Day, whatever day, your birthday. Just celebrate it. And I think, you know, a lot of good sons do that, good husbands do that, all that kind of stuff. So it is a special day.
Yeah, nice. So you got to catch up with your mum?
Yeah, it's good.
Is she round
and I'll
town?
go out and then because she's in Sydney at the moment. So I've got 5 sisters. I said they all took her out. I'll take her out later in the week when it's not as crazy, a bit more one-on-one time. What about yourself?
Beautiful, mate. Yeah, that's our first Mother's Day for me and Kaya.
Yeah.
We took Lenny down to the spot where we had our first scan and let everyone know that we were going to have a baby, and then went to Mum and Dad's in the afternoon. So nice, good day. It's nice, you know. It's the first of, you know. As
I said, like it's good, you know, especially after your first
more
born,
significance.
It is a lot of significance.
I love my mum to death, and obviously, you know, like we always have a big Mother's Day for her when we catch up as family with all my brothers, with my 2 brothers. But it's different when
it is different. It's different.
Little Lenny for Kaya for sure.
No,
all right, on today's episode, OG. We're going to be starting with Scopes to Presses. We've got our first coach to feature twice, so there's a little hint. We're going to talk Origin headaches, OG, for the Blues, and there's a little spanner in the works for Queensland as well. BELLAMY commits for 2024. We'll get to that, and then we will break down round 11. I think I've got round 10 here. It was round 11.
11.
Let me just fix that up
11
now.
already.
Round 11. Season's flowing quickly, and then on Wednesday, OG, the teams get announced on Monday. So I did my rough team about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Origin teams. Get your Origin team ready for this Wednesday, dropping on Thursday for us.
Right.
Again, big shout outs and very grateful to our friends, our partners, the TAB and BSC, as you can see. But before we get into BSC, do you want to sip on that actually?
Yeah, I do, mate.
You ready to get into the protein shake?
I had a training session. I got about 1,000 of these at home, so I need this.
All right, so these are the ready-to-drink vanilla and chocolate shakes. We've both got the chocolate today. When you need a quick hit of protein to help you refuel after a tough workout or a tough session with the dogs, OG, or for breakfast on the go, you'll love our RTD premium protein shakes. And when I say our, I'm talking about BodyScience, baby, our partners. Packed with high-quality protein, vitamins, minerals, and less than 200 calories per bottle. The BodyScience RTD Premium Protein Shake has been formulated to help you achieve your health and fitness goals and support muscle recovery to fuel your active lifestyle. Currently available in Coles, online at bodyscience.com.au, and in independent supplement
These are
retailers.
amazing. Yeah, I mean, if you're not at home, and you can't, and you're not sitting there making your protein shake, measuring it out properly, all this kind of stuff, get a carton of these, sit them in your fridge, and you know, if you obviously everyone's really busy, you know what I mean? So
did you smash that whole one already?
Yeah, mate, straight away. Yeah, I've got about 12 of these sitting in the fridge all the time. So if I'm in a bit of a rush, which I'm barely in a rush, I always make my stuff anyway. So, but sometimes I need that. Right now, I haven't eaten all day, been fasting all day. Did a good weight session at the dogs, then a running session with the boys. Hadn't had time to eat, so there it is, 30 grams of protein.
Lovely, OG. Before we get to more body science and get into our body science DAWG of the week, let's get into our biggest takeaway from round 11. What's your biggest takeaway from round 11, AJ?
My takeaway? I've been skeptical of some back rolls. Remember Ryan Hoffman and, you know, like the lines that he used to run, the outside in lines? It sort of went away.
Yeah.
For a couple of, for till probably around about now. You know, like always around the back, trying to like emulate what South did, like what South do. Because I reckon South
block for block,
and try and they have that fan shape.
Yep.
And then the fullback just hides. They all tuck in. Next minute, AJ's in the corner.
Yep.
They have that a lot. But it's all about the execution from your lock forward, like how they traditionally try and get to a right side post, and you got Cam Murray there with the lead around the back, then back, boom, boom, boom. It looks slick when you do it.
Yep.
it sort of took the back rower out of it. But they have to run those really good lines. Genuine lines. You got to start at the 4-man and come and break in real late so you can hold him up a little bit so they can just fucking zoom, because these backs are slick. And when you got Latrell, when you got Cody, you got Tash, you got AJ, and even, you know, like the To'os and, you know, the Clearys and Luais, they've got it. Broncos have got it. You know, it's very hard. But like some other teams don't have those players, right? Sometimes you just got your hard hit, like Lukey, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Harlem Lukey, he's running
jumped out the back of the centre.
He's running on the out sometimes, or he's running on the outside in. So what they're doing, they're isolating now. So you're getting, just say from the right side, long ball to the lock, he's playing overs, and everyone's expecting to go out the back for that fan shape sort of thing. These back rows are starting to run these because they're starting to hit him, because the back rows will start getting pissed off. You play back row. If you're running fucking 5 decoys in a row, that 5th one ain't as genuine as that first one, is it? They got to feed you. Look who's doing it now, like Fafita, coming off inside balls, running that because foreign squaring them up.
Good variety.
You know, like some of the back rolls are just running those hard lines. And because everyone's expecting to go out the back and they're just coming up, and they call it hunting, you come up and you just fucking hunt from the inside as much as you can.
Yep.
But if you got good ball players and you got some, and these back rolls run these lines good, they just get wasted. The ball players are starting to hit the back rolls now.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking,
if you've got it in your bag.
Because everything's happening real quick, you know, especially if you're getting the balls. There's some Cam Murray, and then you've got your lead guy, just say Totola's leading, and then you've got Cody Walker. Cody Walker's lead guy's Hosty's starting to run some lines now.
Yeah.
Now look, you got to be, now you got to fucking take care of Host. You got to look at him now, because if you don't, he'll fucking score.
Yeah.
So you got to have that in your bag, and like, because a lot of attacking was going off what Melbourne was doing and all the great teams and all that kind of stuff, because everyone just copies and pastes. You know, you just got to add that little dimension. It is a copycat league. Now it's like Cody's starting to hit Hosty, and then like, you know, you're going on the other side. They scored 26 tries on the other side now. You know, Kalamatangi was running those real cold lines, inside-out lines.
Against the Roosters.
You know, Crichton started doing it. You know, Egan Butcher's starting to do it. You know what I mean? They're all there doing it.
Egan Butcher against the Sharks.
They're all doing it.
Yep.
It's just up to the players to hit them. Because the back rolls, you know, I played back row before as well.
Yeah.
You're always running that outside in line, and most of the time it's real late that it opens up, because as a slide in defence, it comes up and they slide real late when you're here, and then you just bang. It's got to be a good ball player.
I've got something for you. So do you reckon it's more so, because I think this is a trend as well, you said it's a copycat league. Do you think because teams are being so aggressive now with their 2 and centre and winger, that there is space outside that half, because the halves are sitting in the chair basically, letting their centres and wingers make the decision, and then they sweep in behind the back. So if the centre comes up too strong, you go back to Hoffman. You said Hoffman, they identified it in Melbourne for the grand final, that Reynolds stays nice and square and Inu would come wedging, or someone else with Desi loves wedging. So do you think it's more of a fabric of that? Or
it is. No, it is.
Do you think back rows are just developing it on the run now?
Back rows are developing because they've been cut out. They were like glorified centres for about the last 10 years. They were just there for defence.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like gone days like the Sonny Bills, and you know what I mean? Like back rows are sitting there, Tony Pulatouls, I was in the back row, Gordon Tallis, running fucking lines on the edge. You were getting the ball most of the time. You're getting the lion's share of the ball.
Yep.
Now the middles are getting, the locks are getting it, the front rows are getting, the back rows are just got to run those decoy lines, trying to hold up that 4-man a little bit. Now it's like, nah. Like especially near the line, if the 3-man, they're trying to isolate the 3-man, right? Yep. That's all him. If he sits back and then the 2-man rushes up, he's not up in the line, then it's that little cold line that Hosty's running, right? Yeah. He's sitting on the 4-man, and then fucking if the 3-man doesn't come up, he's getting fucking slammed.
It was super late too. With
it's
Cody
real
Wilson.
Late, and it's so. But like teams are doing it now. Just watch this space. Like back rolls start doing, but you've got to have that ball player. Yep. Joey Johns was great at it. Andrew Johns was a king at it. Yep. JT was good because you go to the line, Cooper. You've got to go to the line. You've got to cop that fucking hit. Are they willing to cop that hit? Fucking no.
Not all of them are.
50% no. The good ball players, yes. You know what I mean? Like even the locks are copping those hits, but like if you're a 6, you can go in the line. Cody Walker cops those hits. Yep. Keary can as well. He's probably just waiting for Crichton to get back to his best because he was doing that last year.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Keary did it with Egan Butcher.
Keary is a fucking god at it. They've just been off a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to them
so
for sure.
I think the back rolls are sort of coming back into it, especially left side back row used to be the best position on the field because everyone used to right to left. Now they're just, because of that fan shape and everyone's fucking boom, 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 out. Like they've left that left back rower out.
And they become 80-minute workhorses in a way, right?
Workhorses, fuck that.
Make your 35, 40
play
tackles.
65 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've got to swap these guys around because these back rows, that fucking Highland Lukey, holy shit.
He's nice, eh?
He's nice.
Yeah.
He's your prototype. That's the prototype they're looking for in the 2000s, because when we're all coming through, like the Sunny Bills and all that kind of pull of tours, big, rangy, mobile, big long arms, fucking rugby league IQ is on point. Fucking knows what's going on, that kid.
They know how to produce back rolls up there, eh?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Nanai,
Nanai, he's going to put like, hopefully Nanai comes back after his suspension and starts playing to his potential. I think they really got affected by the World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking totally off him.
Yeah, you're back?
I'm not back, but I'm not totally off him.
All right, we'll get to the Cowboys a little bit later.
I think back rolls are back. They're back, finally. Don't use them as fucking workhorses. Come on. That's what your lock's for.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but even now, you can't be a lock.
But the lock looks like the best position on the field.
And front rowers, like if you've got a straight up and down front rower, it's very hard to win games with just. You got to have everything in your bag.
You got to have a Payne Harsh. You got to have a Carrigan. You got to have a Flegler.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you back rolls, and you have a good then you got a Ricky.
Yeah.
And you got fucking who's the other kid? The
Capewell.
That's a fucking great, well balanced pack.
Yeah, it is a good pack.
It's a well balanced pack.
Balance is key. Balance is the right word.
You can't have
three Carrigans.
You got to get the ratio right. You know
ratio.
The ratio. We used to always think you can't have too many Polynesians in the pack.
And also,
you got to have a couple of workers.
100.
We always used to say that. Tony Grimaldi, we had Bobcat, you had myself, you had Roy, you had Sonny Bill, Rennie.
Yeah.
But then you equal it out.
Rennie's a half as well.
Rennie's half cast, I'm half cast, so is Sonny. Roy's full.
Yeah. Full horse.
Yeah, full also. And then you got Rennie. Yeah, so you got to balance out.
Yeah.
Bobcat from Dubbo, you got Lobster, the great Tony Grimaldi, Adam Perry, Corey Hughes.
Yeah.
Balance the shit out. Because, hey, I'm not making 50 tackles.
Yeah.
But I'll give you 25 hit-ups.
Yeah, fucking oath. For 200 of the best.
Yeah, 200 of the best, easy. But yeah, it's always a balance. You got to have the balance.
Yeah.
Can't have too many.
I'm with you. All right, my biggest takeaway from round 11, MASE, and I think it's becoming a real problem in the NRL now, and it's across the board. It's not just one specific incident. It is a little bit serious because I'm not like, it's not serious, it's footy, whatever. We're taking the piss. I'm just worried about players staying down injured, waiting for a delayed penalty from the ref or the bunker. And it's not just hip drops. It's not just head-high tackles. It's almost becoming, because they're getting the rewards for it, the refs are either intervening, whether it be the on-field referee or the bunker eventually coming down. And I don't want it to be like the game of football of the European variety, so soccer. For a lot of
someone gets touched.
rugby leagues, where you watch it, right? So when you go over, we spend time in Europe, Mace, and we watch Premier League, and I've watched enough soccer in my time to realise I can watch it pretty much every time the World Cup comes around or a big Champions League game. I'm watching it, and if someone takes a little nip, you go, he didn't have to go down, but you're like
Neymar. They made a meme out of him.
Exactly right. So like he was awful. Like he's been awful in the past, but like it's like a skill. Like when they do it, you even sit there, and even though you don't like it, it's been ingrained in the game.
You think something happened.
Well, you go, good play, because they get a penalty, they get a free kick, they get a penalty shot, and they get could be the decision, could be the reason they win 3-2 instead of a draw or whatever. Yeah. And I feel like rugby league's going down this, with the rugby league playing community, it's going down this slippery slope of becoming. Because I feel like we're getting softer and softer as a game.
Ticky-tack fouls.
Ticky-tack fouls.
Like it's like what the NBA is saying, like the old OGs, it's ticky-tack fouls, you know what I mean? You can't even touch a guy, and they fall over, they flop.
I love that you brought that up. So my biggest thing, right, I'm the LeBron hater of doom. No doubt I don't doubt his greatness or whatever, but I remember watching him as a kid. And even like, I know he starts the game so young, but when I used to watch LeBron when he was young, I was like, what does he fucking go down so easy? He's the biggest, scariest human of all time in basketball. And that was the one thing that like OGs who love Michael Jordan or young enough to watch Michael Jordan, the back end of Michael Jordan, you're like, man, that guy didn't stay down for anything.
And do you think, are they a product of the environment, these players?
Yes.
They are, because they're getting penalised. So devil's advocate, how do we fix it, and who fixes it? Is it the refs or is it PVL? Do they sit around and go, this is, and because you test it, because what's happening, this is a
think it's
man's
the
league.
players.
This is a man's league, right? This is a fucking man's shit. So it's like you're questioning their integrity and character. If you're saying, there's nothing wrong with you, get up. You don't know. That's the grey area where refs don't know, and fucking the only one who knows is the player.
Yeah. So I'll give you two
That's
examples.
what I'm saying. I'm with you. I hate it, but how do we fix it?
Well, two examples. Two guys that fixed it, and that's why they're elite in the game. PENRITH versus Roosters on the weekend. The Roosters were charging down the field. I think it was just after the first try. They really needed a momentum swing. Victor Radley gets hit in the chops by James Fisher-Harris. Pretty clean. Got him. And he sort of like grabbed his mouth for a little bit. And I guaranteed, like I rewind it, had a look at it. He got him right around the chops. And he almost said, it was almost like, if this was me
fucking said it.
doing the tackle,
He did say it.
He's like, this would be a penalty. But you know what he did? He got up, played the ball. He didn't give the bunker time. He didn't fuck around so the touchy could call it in. And you know what? It was a disservice to his team because it was a crucial part of the game where they were losing the battle and a penalty would have helped him.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking tough cunt.
Yeah.
He got up, he played the ball. Penrith went on a run. They ended up dusting him. The rest is history. But then you go to a couple plays after, a couple sets after. Same thing. Why they're elite in our game. Nathan Cleary puts up a kick to in the in-goal lines. It doesn't end up getting a result. He gets cleaned up by Jared Warrior-Hargraves. But it wasn't a legal tackle. It was solid contact. Jared gets him full ball and all, takes him to the ground.
Couldn't even see Cleary on the ground.
He got smoked. You know what he did? As he's on the ground, he's looking to where the ball went. Sorry, I went away from the mic there. If you're not listening.
Yeah, he was looking where the ball was going to land.
Ball went, gets straight back up on his feet and gets up, and that's why he is elite. And we need more of that shit because I'm sitting there watching games and I'm watching people grab ankles. I'm watching people grab their neck. I'm watching people grab their head or grab their fucking shoulders, and it's. Mate, they're sweet. They're sweet, and it's so frustrating.
It is hard to judge. I understand. I'm totally with you, but I'm like, it needs to become like the refs need to like really fucking know what's going on. They really need to study the game a lot more and know what positions they do get in when they touch their neck. If it's a hip drop, like have a look, replay it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not sure, but are they just doing it just for the caution because it's precautionary, is it? Do you know what I mean? Are they doing it because it's like, oh, mate, he might have fucked his neck up because of the Alex McKinnon thing, because of the fucking history of the game?
Yeah.
You don't want anything like that. That's why I think they're just so precautionary. And I'm with you. I just don't know what they can do about it, but the players need to fix it.
Yeah, players need to fix it.
Victor Radley's a tough motherfucker, man. He'd be in my fucking top 13 easy in today's game.
Well, see, I wouldn't. If I was a coach, I wouldn't have a job because I'd fucking get me 17 Victor Radleys. Probably couldn't get him under the salary cap, but if Bruce Sombrero would make it work. But you probably wouldn't have him because, one, he plays the game nice and aggressive the way that I like it. And then he also, on the flip side, doesn't fucking sit down, doesn't take fucking dives, doesn't complain to the refs. We was sort of trying to, but like got up, played the ball, and got on with it. So.
And you're right. I think you're right. How to fix this problem is the players just need to be like, oh, fucking, I don't know if the RLPA can do anything about it. I'm not sure, whether they just have a chat amongst each other. It's fucking just.
Well, what about the gentleman's agreement that they have
it is.
when they get to Origin? So this shit doesn't happen at Origin, and it's almost like if there's a problem that's happening in the game.
And that's what exposes what you just said.
Yes.
When we fucking look at this game in 2 weeks when we're down in Adelaide.
Yep.
And we watch the fucking amount of hip drops and fucking neck fucking chops and fucking everything, and you get up, fucking you just get up and play the ball because you have it on another fucking level.
Yeah.
But we see it week in, week out with the players just, just little things. It's just so, I don't know, like they just, like someone.
You want to say soft.
Someone says leans on you, on. I'm not, I don't want to call the players soft, but like I see some soft.
It's a soft action.
Soft action, you know what I mean? Just, and I know for a fact it's not coached.
No, it's not coached.
It's not coached, mate.
And also, I understand the reasons for why they're trying to do it. A lot of the time they're gassed and they're trying to find a break and they're trying to get a break. But as a consumer of the game and now a fan who used to play, like the best way to explain it, if players are watching and, and I know that players watch our clips every now and again. Go and watch. At the moment when we're watching footy games, I'm walking away from footy games going, that gave me mad soccer vibes.
The thing is, I think 2 weeks ago I saw Tino grab his neck, right? And then they got the penalty. First one off the back fence and took the hit up off the tap.
Mate,
do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and I'm like, I'm all for it. Like, like people at home, you got to understand the amount of fatigue that these guys are under. These are all made under fatigue, right?
Yeah.
And you're trying to do everything and try and get some sort of edge, especially when you're under the pump, trying to get out of yardage and try and break the momentum down if the other team's fucking all over you. That's when you see these things coming out. It's all very tactical.
Yeah, when they're fucked.
It's very tactical and it's not. I'm not saying tactical. It's when you fucking fucked. When you're done, like these guys. People just don't understand how quick this game is and how much the middles are getting asked to do so much. Then you'll see wingers come in. They're only doing it to try and help the middles out.
Yeah.
They're not going.
That's when wingers become extra forwards.
Wingers become extra forwards. They're like, they get to go on and defend on the wing, but they know they're getting the middles a rest. And I can't fucking hate on it because I've been in that position where I'm like, fuck, I love a penalty. And gone are the days where you can kick the ball out. You can't kick the ball out and get that minute rest anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? So most of these things, I can see it. It's under fatigue, and they're looking for some sort of break, whether it be 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute. If you're looking at it, because
another set.
They get trained like that. They recover within a minute. That's why they're trying to keep the ball in play. So these guys are under fatigue, and then when they are under fatigue, that's when the technique goes out the window. So it's a double-edged sword. We're trying to speed the game up. We're trying to get, trying to give the viewers the best product, but you're fucking asking a little bit too much sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you give these players that little bit of grey area, we're going to take it.
They'll take it.
We're going to take it. And if I was playing today's game, I'm not sure if I'd lay down or do anything like that, but if I cop one straight around the fucking head, I'll be looking sideways at the ref going,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind a penalty.
Like Radley.
Yeah, I'll be like, that I deserve a penalty because you got hit in the head because any contact with the head is a penalty. Radley's too fucking tough, too much pride. He's too old school. He's cut from our cloth.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck. He's like, all right, I'll play it. I think that's the problem. It's the fatigue thing.
100%. In 2013, we got pumped by, not pumped, but we had real physical games against the Roosters. We lost all 5 games, including the grand final and even a trial at the start of the year. And I wore it with pride. Now, I was never the greatest player, but I got pumped by Sonny and Boydie pretty much that whole year. And it was like you wear it with a pride of honour. It's starting. There are some players where it's starting to go where it's starting to become too much gamesmanship, and they've just got to get back and watch fucking clips like Nathan Cleary from the weekend and like Victor Radley because they are fucking dogs. So let's. You got any more to add?
No. I agree with you. I'm just like it is a player thing because as I said, the game can't question your integrity.
Yep.
And they can't question your character and stuff like that. Because you question my integrity for my neck's fucked and it's proper fucked, you're in shit.
Well, neck's a lot of grey area around the neck.
I know.
For sure. I'm talking about the ones chops around the legs.
Most of the shit is the neck.
Yeah.
Most just like, fuck. And then you look at it, it's like, there is a little bit of pressure on the neck.
Yeah.
These guys are big. This is not the 80s where they're fucking front rollers and 90 kilos. 120 kilo dudes. You move, bangs, you sleep, your neck's underneath.
Yeah.
Crusher.
Noel Cleal. All right, speaking of fucking dogs like Noel Cleal, let's get into our round 11 dog of the week. OG, who you got for this week?
Dog of the week. There was a few. It's been dogs every week. It's been hard, but shout out to Hudson Young. He was close.
Yeah.
He was close but I don't really look at Parramatta as that team. You know what I mean? But
that's interesting. Yeah, we'll get to that.
I don't think so.
We'll get to that.
The Broncos are that team.
Yeah,
and I was like, I wrote the storm off massively.
So
you did as well.
Yeah,
I'm like, they can't do it again. They can't. Payne Haas is back. This. Harry Grant is my fucking dog of the week.
Yeah.
He played 80 minutes in the middle, going against Carrigan, going against Payne Haas, going against Jersey Flegler, who was fucking outstanding.
Yeah,
he was really pumping everything.
Yeah. So was
Carrigans, the Rickies, the bench was coming off. He played 80 minutes. He ran for 120 metres, fucking 50 tackles, missed 2, and was just involved in anything. He ran 100 plus metres against that pack. Like, that is unbelievable. 80 minutes in the middle. That kid is a freak.
Yeah.
Munster was on. Jerome Hughes was on. Everyone's on.
Their spine was on.
That fucking spine is on. Shout out to Nick Meaney. I've been doubting him for years.
Yeah.
But he fucking keeps showing up.
He is. He's having a good year.
They're having a dig, mate. He's having a dig. But like when Munster's on, like he's that spiritual leader. He's their captain. He's he's Harry Grant. What he does like off the ball, like the amount of work he does like off the ball. I just watch him go.
Kick pressure.
Does he ever get fucking tired?
Kick chase.
Kick pressure, everything like that. He's back on the second or third tackle.
Yeah.
Like because your fullback or your wingers get the first 2 carries, bang, 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 and then he's either putting it in the corner, quality service under fatigue, or he's either putting it in the corner himself, leading the kick chase, or he's on the kick chase anyway. Like little things like for 80 minutes.
Harry Grant or Ben Hunt start for 9 for Queensland, do you think?
Who started last year? They're going to go.
It was Hunty.
They're going to go with Ben Hunt, and he deserves it because he's a fucking Origin player.
Yeah,
and he fucking won
and
it for him last year.
To have him come
and
off
Harry
the bench.
Grant off the bench is disgusting.
Yeah,
he's that dude.
Yeah,
and Ben Hunt goes to another level at Origin. Like you can't. I mean, and that's how good they're going.
Yeah,
you're not even looking at anyone else. Just going, fuck. That's solid.
Yeah.
What a problem to have, Harry Grant's going to be Harry Grant's probably, once Ben Hunt retires, he'll be the 9 for 10 years.
Yeah. All right, my dog of the week come from a star-studded affair on Friday night as well. Friday night, Panthers versus Roosters.
Right.
With all the fucking weapons out there, who do you think I'm going to go?
Liam Martin.
No. He was good.
Oh, no. Well,
Scotty SORENSON.
Right.
Scotty SORENSON played 80 minutes, 2 tries, 1 try assist, 23 carries for 194 metres.
Unbelievable.
6 offloads, 24 tackles.
What?
But the week can't miss 2. So
he's
got to be better. Got to be better, Scotty. Now, like when you look at that team on paper, and actually both teams, Roosters and Panthers, and you look at all the stars on those teams, and in the last couple of years, they've obviously had stars across their lineup, across their roster. And the biggest thing for me this year was like they're going to take a step back because without Kikau and Coruscant. And when you get performances like this for Scotty SORENSON, who's been a part of the team now
he's
for
won 3 premierships, that guy.
He's won fucking
3.
Did he win a Sharks as well?
He won the Sharks.
Did he?
Yes. And he come over and he took
I didn't
4 grand finals. Scotty, so he was outstanding. I thought Liam Martin was outstanding.
Liam Martin.
Would he? I know we're going to. Oh, yeah, mate. See what he did to Lodge?
Yeah.
Fucking then
Pumped him.
But what he did after it.
Yeah.
Like Lodge got the offload away, but he was in his fucking face. Lodge is tough, man. Lodge is tough. He's about that life.
Yeah.
Fucking Liam Martin's a dog, mate.
Yeah.
He's a dog. I'm picking him. I don't give a fuck if you play. Give me one more game, he's starting back row.
I reckon you're going to pick him anyway.
I'm picking him.
You don't even need to. If they play next week, you're picking him.
I'm picking him. He's an Origin player. Like you just got to let him start on the right side. I don't give a fuck where he is. Left side, right side. He can play anywhere.
I reckon if his injuries are right, because it's a soft tissue injury, hammies, they can be a bit fucking worrisome. Yeah. But it's almost like a bit of a blessing in disguise sometimes for players at teams like this, where they've played so much footy, they've played a lot of World Cup, he's played heaps of Origins now.
4 years, big campaign.
So he's had about 4 or 5 weeks going off into rolling into an Origin now. Rolling into an Origin. So he'll be fresh and he's going to be going off like a fucking rabid dog.
He looked fresh. That's what we need, someone like that. And he just keeps improving. Fucking tough, fit, hits hard. Did you see the level of that game of what Penrith did to the Roosters?
Across the board.
This is not a Roosters side that's fucking that's awful. No. Lindsay Collins, Hargraves, Victor Radley, Crichton, Butcher. Fuck, mate. Manu.
Egan was out, but
you're looking at that Manu, team. Suali'i, Teddy.
Jackson Polo, big boy.
Kiri.
Yeah.
Absolutely manhandled him. I looked at that and just
destroyed him.
That is the fucking level. If you want to win the comp, that's the level you want to get to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I looked at some other games, watched some other games, I'm like, you're nowhere near that. You are nowhere near that. If you think that you're near it, you think you're going all right, go fucking look at that game. Watch the replay, and that's how fucking forward pack plays together. Bunch of dogs, Fisher Harris, Leota,
Mitch Kenny.
Fucking Mitch Kenny, everyone. And that's, I
love Mitch Kenny.
That's the only time I miss the game when I look at those fucking performances. I'm going, fucking oath. I love that shit.
Love to be a part of that.
You know what I mean?
Let's get to it a little bit later. All right.
Yeah, crazy.
Too many dogs in fucking Penrith.
Bunch of dogs.
We get caught up in dog of the week for fucking half an hour, the best. All right, let's move on to Scopes Depressor of round 11. And this, like I said, I hinted at it before, it's our first coach to feature twice. And even better, it's back-to-back. Hook! Anthony Griffin. So the main thing I want to concentrate on is the reasoning for not bringing on Sullivan after that awful sin binning too. I felt so sorry for the kid. He shouldn't even be sent for 10, and then the fact that he doesn't bring him back on with this excuse. So after he said we were getting rolled in the middle and we wanted Mbai's defence in there, Griffin responded to a question about why did he get Sullivan on. He goes, Ben did a lot of tackling in that first period, so we wanted to get him back on the right edge. All right, so first, let's break it down. Love Moses Mbai, super utility, not the fucking greatest defender, first of all. Like when you put Moses Mbai on, it's not like you're bringing Mitch Kenny off the bench, right? It's Moses Mbai, solid.
He's just looking for attack.
You want to bring him on when you've got a bit of a roll on because he's going to take advantage of that. All right, second of all, Ben Hunt is an Origin and Australian 9 who can play big minutes if required at Origin level, at fucking international level. So the fact that he couldn't last to 22 minutes in the middle is a load of shit to me. And third is this is the problem with what's been happening with up there with Griffin for a while. Just got no faith and gives the younger players no confidence. You can see it. They sort of come through the grades and they were building like the Penrith boys were building a couple of years ago and they just get to first grade and he's just completely taken the confidence out of the entire squad.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of young good gun.
We are filming this tonight, Mace. On Monday night, there's a decision on him tomorrow at Tuesday. And look,
it could be it.
It could be it. Yeah, could be hooked by this time tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, well,
by the time this potty drops,
you've got to be a player's coach, right? Little things like that, like you go through some games and you think that young Armoni doesn't even play. He gets hardly any touches.
I got some stuff in the breakdown just talking about that game, but one of my big things is like they don't look like they have any structure.
No, they just
it doesn't look like they get to any points, or it's just like
out, look for offloads and then just try and have a crack at it.
And then Ben Hunt just runs it. Anyway, we'll get to a little bit more on, but
Sloan ruined you the Grateful Eight.
Not Sloan.
Yeah, but Tuolangi. No, but he got Tuolangi.
He got Tuolangi.
He hasn't made a tackle all year and he got Tuolangi. I was watching it going, holy shit. Oh, well.
Yeah. No, to be fair, he put his body on the line a little Sunday, so no, good on him. And again, I end up missing later on anyway, so I was I was 5 from 7 because Fox got ruled out. So it voids the bet. So 5 from 7.
Still good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. And speaking of Fox and Origin headaches, our first topic to kick us off, Origin headaches for the Blues and the Queensland spanner that they're throwing in. So big news around the last couple of days and last couple of weeks. We're getting into it now, Mace. Will Freddie pick Turbo even if he's not 100%? Uncle Gus said he would pick him without hesitation on the footy show or the show that he does earlier in the week, or 100% footy. And basically said, paraphrasing it in a way, it would not only benefit New South Wales because he thinks Tommy will be able to perform at that level and go and play a lot better than what he is at Manly just because all the stress that he's under at Manly, but it would also benefit Turbo himself just getting back. You know it better than anyone, Mace, have you played with guys? Can you remember guys in the past where you're like, their form might not have been that great at club level, or they might have been carrying an injury, but you get them into camp and you know they're going to step up. And
there's heaps. There's a lot.
And Turbo's that dude?
Turbo is that dude. Like, you just need him in the team, right? I don't really care. I told you this, 6 weeks ago? I said, I don't care if he's playing like this and he's not, he's not killing it like he was in 2021. He set the bar so high in that year, I don't think it's ever going to be replicated again, right? And it's going to be hard for him to get
only if he can do it.
He's the only one. And I would put him in there at 80% easily at right side centre because he's not doing all the running.
He's
not doing the kick returns. He's going to be on that right edge. He's a big body. He's a good defender. Still Turbo, man. He's still quick over 10 metres. He 10, 20 metres. He ain't going to peel off 90. You know what I mean? But
he's not breaking any tackles though, mate.
Yeah, but it's hard when you got 12 fucking players going for you all the time.
That's true.
Like that's
hard.
A very good point. Fullback, mate. They kick to him and you got minimum 10 on him. 10 down there. Like, he's going to get one-on-ones in Origin.
He's getting 26 eyes anyway. Everyone's looking. No one's looking at fucking anyone else.
No one's trying to kick to Sabi or anything. Everyone's trying to tire out Turbo. That's the game plan. This one, Teddy's going to be there. Hopefully Fox might be there. You're gonna have a really strong back five.
Probably Liam Martin right edge with him.
Yep, and you're gonna have a lot of help. So as Gus said, it looks like he's stressed. He's worried about everyone else because he's such a team player. People don't get it twisted. Sabi scored 20 tries that year.
Gaz
so
20
did Garrick.
Well. I think they did 20.
20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all of him. So he's not a selfish player. He's all about making his teammates better. And I think that's what's really hampering him now because he's trying to make his teammates better, but he needs to make himself better first.
Because the team's so reliant on him.
Because they're so reliant on him. He's their dude. He's their main guy. He's the face of the club. And there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. So we just need to see him enjoy his football again, get back into camp. Love all, he missed out last year because of his injuries, but he played 2 or 3 years prior to that. He's a fucking king in Origin. He's one of those players. I don't care. I'm picking him at 60%.
Yep.
And especially at right centre. Put Campbell Graham or Fox or someone outside him. I don't care.
I love Turbo. I just can't pick him for game 1 at the moment. I reckon it's going to be crucial for him to be there. I reckon this series is going to be so close.
Yeah.
So I want him to just...
game 1 game.
Yeah, I know. It's so important.
Mate.
And you know it better than anyone. But, I'm just thinking long-term, and potentially if it goes to the decider, if you're able to get him back, if they're able to get a job done without him and get to a game 2, Queensland, they take it back. And
they don't want
he's still working on his fitness.
I don't want that pressure on him.
They don't want it?
I don't think that
would be even worse.
I just think let him get in there, do what he does, get his confidence up. Okay. Hopefully, even if he's just there, and if he doesn't miss any tackles, he doesn't doesn't do anything fancy, but he's just turbo.
So he
sets up a couple of tries, great on the kick chase. That left side centre does nothing. There's no plays down that right side.
Yep.
He shuts everything down.
Just his presence.
His presence is his presence.
12 carries, 120 metres.
That's it.
Okay.
That's enough. Because your right side centre, he's not going to get the lion's share of the ball. You're going to go left mostly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You got Big Trell out there.
You can just use him to
He'd be a great
get to
decoy.
a point.
Great decoy as well.
Drop him under and get to a point.
He can still get to those points. If you drop him under,
left.
he can float over. He's still got that skill. And 2 more rounds, hopefully his body holds up.
I don't think he'll be at that roving best that he was a couple of years ago, though. So you're not going to get that out of him.
No.
And if I think, it's.
And he's an option for a kick over the top.
That's true.
And he's still good under the high ball.
That's very
true. And who's going to be the left side centre? Val Holmes. Not tall. Who's going to be left wing?
Good point.
Probably Cobbo.
No, it'll be
Cobbo's
Talangi.
right side. Talangi. He's good under the high ball, but who's going to be our right side winger? It's fucking headache.
Could be Campbell Graham.
Could be Campbell. He's probably forced himself into that.
Yeah, I think so.
And they're both great under the high ball.
I think Campbell Graham or Stephen Crichton, one of the two. The other little selection that seems to be popping up more so with the pundits, Teddy under pressure.
God, everyone shut up about Teddy. I hate that. I hate it. And I can feel the narrative changing when I hear these Fox Sports fucking reporters going, oh, Teddy's had 2 hit-ups for 20 metres and Dylan Edwards has had fucking 8 for 80. Who cares? Penrith. Dylan Edwards has got a ridiculous work rate. He's a good player. Don't put it Teddy is the captain of New South Wales. And until he plays awful and loses it, and he has to lose and play terrible for him to be out of the team. Yep. I do not care how he's playing in club football. He's
not even playing all that bad.
He's our captain.
He's not playing that bad.
Roosters aren't just playing that well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can feel it. I can feel it with the fucking commentators. They start changing the narrative. Yeah. They start changing the narrative to what, if they do fucking pull a Swifty and fucking Dylan Edwards or someone else is there, and you can sort of feel it. So subconsciously, your Teddy's out of form. He's not out of fucking form. The Roosters are out of form.
Correct.
That's it. So don't get it twisted, pundits. You know what I mean? Don't listen to commentators and all that kind of bullshit because they don't know what they're fucking talking about.
No one in and around the New South Wales team, coaches would ever consider dropping Teddy this year. I will say it's the ultimate compliment for Dylan Edwards. That's what I will say. He's had a great 18 months, and the fact that his name is even being mentioned with Teddy, especially because you've got Turbo and Latrell, who are both fullbacks playing in the centres, and people are going, we'll leave Latrell and Turbo there because they do that job so well, and you can almost bring in Dylan Edwards. I think that's an ultimate compliment to.
It is.
I think I don't think Teddy's in any should worry at all about losing his spot. I just think just kudos to fucking Dylan Edwards for putting his name in there.
But I just hate the fact that when you listen to especially the Fox Sports commentators who haven't played and saying like they're trying to like just pump this fucking Dylan Edwards guy up. I rate Dylan Edwards.
Yeah.
He's not fucking Tedesco. Tedesco's had like what? 3 Brad Fittler medals. Do you know what I mean? Like he's been the best player nearly in the world for the last 6 years. He has to play 3 of the worst games or get injured so he can't play again. That's the only way Teddy will ever lose his origin spot.
It's Teddy in distant second A still. I
God,
believe.
no one's going near.
I'm with you.
I felt it the last couple of weeks. I'm like,
it's brilliant.
like fucking.
It starts in the
can't
comments.
even remember their name.
It starts in the comment section, mate. Oi, media
His name
people.
fucking Dan or someone like that.
Oh,
Dan
Dan
Ginnane. Shut up. Just shut up. Just
he-
commentate on the football.
Did he start it? Did
Just
he?
some of this, oh, look at Dylan Edwards has done, like, ripped out his stats. Fucking who cares?
I think I could run for around
footy,
150 playing fullback for the Panthers.
Yeah, fuck, mate.
No, shout out to Dylan Edwards. The other big one.
If it's coming from Andrew Johns or Brad Fittler, it's
ain't
different.
coming from them.
Has some fucking weight, not fucking idiots.
It ain't coming from them. I heard on radio this morning as well, our friends at SEN, that the Hammer has the jump on Origin Gags.
Shut up.
Could be, there's a heavy rumour that the Hammer's going to play centres over one of the probably greatest.
Fucking Gags, mate.
Gags would probably be top 5 most influential Queenslanders in the last five years.
Mate, yeah.
Ever since the end of the era, right? I'm talking like, I'm not,
After the Hodges and all that kind of stuff.
After the Hodges, after the Thurston, Smiths, Cronks, Slaters, everyone settled down. He was gun during those years, but I think he even won a player of the series from the wing.
I think he's won 2 player of the series.
But in the last 5 years, the biggest compliment to any player is that when they get in that arena, because it's the toughest arena.
Yeah. He's that dude.
He steps up. So
and I don't
that
think,
would be a very un-Queensland thing.
Very un-Queensland-like. I think hopefully it's a rumour because they've had to watch Gags play yesterday. He looked like the Gags.
Played well.
He fucking played outstanding. And
Him
so
and
did
Caleb.
KP. We'll get to that.
Yep.
KP is my fullback now.
Yep.
Because of that one performance. And Gags went, all right, I'm back. Because he would have got, hey, Mal's like, not Mal. Billy's like that. He's our era. He would have arranged, said, look, you might be under, you might have, you're under the pump here. You got to string some fucking good games together before game 1. Bang. He replies with that. That's enough for me.
Okay.
And I'm like,
so he
I
might
don't
have
think
got the core.
Hammer's not
Hammer's
not a centre.
Well, he did. He performed really well against Turbo when that. So the series that they won, he played game 3 and D'd up on Turbo really well.
No, he doesn't deserve it. I think Gags is 32. This will probably be his last series.
Okay.
If New South Wales won. If
So
not,
do you think Gags got a tip up?
I think maybe.
Good,
I think
and him and KP both
Bill's
stepped
like
up?
that.
Yep.
Bill's like that.
Okay.
I think most of these Origin coaches have such a great relationship with their players, with especially the core players.
I need a performance out of you.
I need to see something.
Yep.
And
okay.
I think KP would have got that call as well. I need to see something. Otherwise, I got Walsh in front of you.
Yeah, I like that.
I got this. I got that. Because Bill's like that. Freddie's like that. I need to see this. I need to see that. That's gone. Those days we didn't get that. It's just a different day and age.
Yeah,
and I think it's great. You would have loved to get a little heads up saying you're fucking under the pump, Mace. You might lose your spot. All right, well, I'm going to fucking show you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's what these coaches do now, and it's great.
Edge.
Yeah, because you go out there with a fucking edge on your like you're not sitting there getting picked on your laurels. He's played fucking 20 Origins Gags. He'd be thinking, we won last year. Queensland's loyal as fuck. I can just, it's not like he's doing that on purpose, but when it comes to Origin, I'm that dude.
He is that dude.
Like Nate Miles.
Yep.
I'm fucking picking Nate Miles any day of the week in my fucking Origin team for Queensland because I don't give a fuck what he does for the Titans. You give him that Origin jersey. We're sorry about Magic Round.
Yeah,
good
Nate.
I fucking love Nate. Love him.
Used to would fucking locked head to head for fucking 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Speaking of coaches, Craig Bellamy commits for 2024. He also credits a life advice from Cam Munster in that video. I actually spoke to Prez about this a couple of weeks ago. He told me he went out to chat to Bellamy. It's
great.
Yeah, and he's kept him on. It will be a sad day when he decides to retire, Mace, but the dominoes effects. Does now the Royals to Dragons start to heat up now? Because there's been a lot of chat around Jason Ryles, assistant coach for the Sydney Roosters, who has done his apprenticeship at the Melbourne Storm. Everyone assumed if Bellamy was to move on, they would go for Ryles or Billy Slater. And Ryles was the front runner. Do the Dragons now really get deep in those conversations with... Oh, well, first, obviously, it's great having Bellamy around, so
it's good to have Belly.
touch on that.
We need Belly in the game.
He needs to stay as coach.
Just another 10 years at least, you know what I mean?
Him and Desi. We need him and Desi.
Yeah, I think Des should be nearly front runner for
Dragons.
for the Dragons as well, because I think it's going to be hard to put all your money into a rookie coach with such a storied franchise like St George. Even though Rosie is a junior down there and everything like that, Des is great at starting clubs. You know what I mean? Like building things, putting things in place, getting the right people in place. He'd be a perfect bet.
But you've seen firsthand Cameron Serrato, what he's trying to build here at the Bulldogs. Andrew Webster's doing a great job at the
I think it's great. I would not have a problem with them picking Jason Riles.
Yeah.
Because I think he deserves it. It's if Rilesy wants it.
That's the big one.
Does Rilesy want to be the head coach? Does he want all the pressure on him? He's been assistant to two of the greats, Trent Robbo and Craig Bellamy. Does he step out, do his own thing? I think it might be time. He's 43 years old, 44 years old. Rilesy, he's been around for a while now. He knows how to run a good program. He's been in two of the best.
Would that roster excite you for Jason Riles? You put yourself, you're Jason Riles. You've pretty much done everything that Riles has done. You've done the apprenticeship at the Storm and Roosters. Do you think, look at that roster, I can work with it? Or, with some of the young kids they got? Or do you go, I'll stay at Roosters for another year? Because he's still got one more year left on his contract. So he'd have to break his contract.
It'll just depend. It'll depend how serious St George are.
Yeah.
If they give him full reins. We want you as our head coach. No fucking buts.
No distractions.
No distractions. You pick your team. You pick your sports science and performance and high performance, and your assistant coaches will give you everything. Come.
Yeah.
If it's not under those rules, you'll be like, I'll stay here.
Kick the feet up.
Yeah, I'll stay at the Roosters. Like, he's comfortable there. He's highly respected, but they don't usually come around. Like, he loved to coach St George. I'm pretty sure when he was younger, probably wanted to play for St George. And then once he got into the coaching, he probably I want to love to coach St George. So all the dominoes have fallen for Jason Riles. So I think it'd be gred. And it's just to get one of their own back as well.
Yeah. Probably bring his crew back. Might bring Ben Hornby back. Might bring Dan
all those
Young.
guys. So it'll be interesting. But do you go around and go with the Des Haslers? I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I
honestly would want Jason Riles there.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Me personally.
All right, moving on to Billy Slater. Does this give? So Billy Slater's got a 2-year deal. This is the second of his 2-year deal, obviously, at the Maroons. Does this give Billy an extra year to potentially do his full apprenticeship at Melbourne? Because I know he does work now with the outside backs, and he does a couple of days a week, a bit like how Joey used to do it for us at Manly back in the day. Do you think this is if Billy gets through a series and he goes, fuck, if he's 2-0, just say if they win this series, if he goes 2-0 and then finish up his
see you later
apprenticeship and then moves on and does a full season as an assistant coach at Melbourne potentially? Or I know he's talked a lot about he loves his commitments at 9. He doesn't really envision being an NRL coach, but he also didn't envision himself being a Queensland coach.
Yes. So I think last year's win changed everything. So he's great. He's great at what he does at Channel 9. He'll be sorely missed if he does, because if you're a full-time coach, you're fucking all the way in. And even as an assistant, he could probably still do the Channel 9 stuff. It's not that it's taxing, but it's not that taxing where he can't do these games.
Less game stuff, more just do Sunday.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of assistants. There's like 6 assistants. You see you know what I mean? Like, you got the head coach, then you got assistant coach, assistants, and all this kind of shit. So I don't think that'll really bother his Channel 9 commitments.
Yeah.
But how long does Craig Bellamy want to coach for?
We can't.
That's the thing.
He's been doing the 1 year now for the last 2 or 3 years, right? So you think, is he just waiting for the perfect replacement before he decides to?
I heard there was Cam Smith around there hunting to be your head coach as well.
Cam Smith? I haven't heard that at all.
He's assistant in. Who's his right hand man in Origin?
Yeah,
one of them guys will slide into that job.
Yeah, okay.
Into that job, into the Melbourne head coach job. It'll either be Billy or Cam might take the Origin job. Do you know what I mean? Like one of them, it'll happen. It'll happen like Cam Smith will be Origin coach. Billy will be.
I just never really. Obviously, he's such the great one. Arguably the greatest player of all time, Cam. I just have never really seen that.
But Cam Smith can still do his Channel 9 stuff.
He can do whatever he wants.
But he can still be Queensland coach as well.
Yeah,
he can do it.
Yeah.
Look at Freddie. Like Freddie
and Billy.
He's the blueprint.
Yep.
So it's a hard one, because they know, like, just being a part of like an NRL team myself, like it's hard work. Like like the coaching job.
day-to-day shit,
the day-to-day, they're
planning,
long days.
yep.
You know, like it's the planning, it's having the great team around you. It's there's a lot more to it than just sitting up in a box yelling.
For sure.
You know,
when we did that NRL
are you
accreditation
willing?
stuff.
Are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
You know, like these guys are living pretty comfortably. You know,
Yeah, they are.
Coaching Origin 6 weeks,
Media.
6 weeks a year, can still do, and that's probably the greatest job in the world, I reckon.
Yeah.
You won last year. You get paid money. You're Billy Slater. There's no pressure on you. You've got a taste of it.
Got his own podcast now too.
Does his podcast. That's all done. Everything's done. Everything. You know what I mean? Like once he says, "I want to be the head coach," so it's fucking big. It's big. Do they want to give up all that?
Benji had to drop everything.
Do they want to give it all up?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You know, just to be an NRL coach, it's a big sacrifice for these guys because, as I said, they're pretty successful in what they do at the moment. So no one's going to hate on them if they don't want to coach at Melbourne Storm.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it could be a Matty King could be there. They've got some other young players there who played in that system underneath him. You know, they could take that job, but it'd be fucking hard going under after Belly. Yeah. Like going after Wayne.
Tell you what wouldn't be hard, coming in there and coaching that roster though, because that roster's still good. The Storm beat the Broncos 24-16, AG. Another really good contest that I felt like was ruined by an awful hip drop decision on Paddy Carrigan. We talked about the Storm spine earlier. They weathered the early exchanges but really kicked on after Reynolds got injured. I think that was big.
It was massive.
OG, how do you feel about these two teams going into Origin right now? Broncos and Melbourne, where do you see them?
I didn't see Melbourne as high as I do now. They're in my top 4. I got Penrith, I got Brisbane, I got Melbourne and Cronulla.
RABBITOHS.
Oh, fuck. RABBITOHS for Cronulla.
Yeah, RABBITOHS for Cronulla.
Only because Melbourne just like they beat Brisbane pretty convincingly.
I still think more of Broncos. I think the Broncos.
The Broncos are still in there.
Crippled by. Yeah, I know. I still think. I think the better team lost this game.
Yeah. Why? Just because of Reynolds?
The Adam Reynolds going off didn't help, and then it was still. And even at that point, I thought the Broncos were still a chance before Paddy Carrigan got sent for 10.
Yeah. We've spoken about this before. Do the refs debrief on Monday and go, "Hey, good work sending Carrigan off, you fucking idiot"?
Let's address this because I was thinking about this and I forgot to put in my notes. I feel sorry for the ref on this decision because there was a couple of decisions that that were awful, but you could tell in his language that I think the refs are even starting to get frustrated with these calls, but they have to. It's coming from the top. So you listen to the language when Paddy Carrigan was going like, "What?" He's complaining to him, and the ref goes, "Mate, I'm just telling you, it's been reviewed. It's been reviewed." He kept on saying it's been reviewed. So what's he trying to do there? He's trying to deflect the decision, right? Because in my mind, Todd Smith did not want to send Paddy Carrigan for 10, but he was saying it's been reviewed, it's been reviewed. It's basically coming down from the bunker. I thought it was an awful decision. It ruined another good contest. I went to bed. I didn't watch the final 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
I just over it. I bluffed it a couple of weeks ago in the Parramatta Broncos game, I think it was.
Yeah.
But I just went, fuck, I'm just over this, man.
It just ruins it. Like, it ruins the game.
Well, they couldn't win from that point, especially without Reynolds.
Like, it's impossible. You know, like you got Carrigan off and you're playing against the fucking most regimented, skilled people. They could put teams to sleep, you know, with 12 players. Like, they're methodical. They know how to waste time, kick to the corners. Like, you're never going to win that game against Melbourne in that situation. I'm with you. Like, I fucking hated that decision. It ruined the game.
Yeah.
As I said, do they just sit there on Monday and go, what happened? Why'd you send him off? You know what I mean? Like what? Like whoever is it? Annesley? Is he the boss still?
Yeah, but I think it's more. It's to do with this hip drop that's just super confusing to everyone, and they just don't have clear black and white decision on them, and it's.
How are they ever going to have it?
So I was communicating. This is another thing. So every now and again, I get some good messages, and I go back and forth with people on our Levels network messages. And someone was messaging me, and he's like, "Oh, well, they've just got to learn to not tackle like that, right?" So he goes, "You know, we got rid of shoulder charges to the head. We got rid of cannonballs. We got rid of what's the other one? Crusher tackles." And I was like, but all of those things, Mace, you'll know this. You'll know what I'm talking about here. All of those are controllable up to a certain point, right? So if you're if you want to get rid of the shoulder contact to the head, you've pretty much got a second when you go to line up to get yourself in a good position to dip low, dip a little bit lower than what you normally do. Yeah, there are still mistakes, but you can find a good area of contact. Same with the crusher tackle. You can generally get someone in a tackle and feel it going bad, and if you feel it going bad, you just like let him go. You're still in a position of power because you're in control of the tackle. The other one with the cannonball tackle, that's an intent.
Just don't fucking do it.
There's intent in that, right? You can go, I just won't get at those legs. Like I'm not just going to dive, lose my feet. With the hip drop tackle, generally you're reacting. So it's like you're in a position where a lot of the ones that are the most confusing they're slipping down on the tackle, and then it's like it's split second decision where they've got to go, all right, I'm losing position here. I'm going to end up around the legs. The only option is to let go. So in that moment, so if you're around the legs, right, and the Paddy Carrigan tackle was a perfect example, in that moment, Jordan Ricky and Payne Haas are up top and they've got fairly good control. But let's take everything into consideration, right? So you're Paddy Carrigan. You line up to put a shot on 120 kilo Nelson Asafa Solomona running at you, who Nelson Asafa Solomona can run faster than some outside backs in this competition if he makes a break. So what you got to do, one, I've got to get clean contact on him. No, I haven't got it this time. I'm sort of stuck around the hips. Oh, no, I'm slipping. Is anyone else in that tackle? Oh, yeah. In that moment, you're supposed to go, all right, Jordan Ricky and Payne Haas got him, I can let go. There's nothing else you can do. Otherwise, you got to hold on and you'll end up like Ezra Mam 2 weeks ago, who had to make the tackle on Dury. If he doesn't make the tackle on Dury.
And momentum as well.
If he just slipped off, then Dury keeps on running, he goes through, potentially draws and passes, and they score a try.
See, with that, just say if you hit my inside shoulder, I've hit you, I'm not as big, and then my momentum swings around to the back of your legs. I don't mean to fucking put my hips on the back of your legs. I don't know how they don't get it. That's what I'm saying. So they're the hip drops that I'm like, that is just fucking, what do you want Ezra Mam to do? Move out of the fucking way?
Yeah.
No, he's going to try his best. And what happens, like, he's put his body in front of the line. I'm still fucking running flat out.
Yeah.
And then I've flipped him. My momentum's got
gravity, physics. It swings you around. That shit
swings you around next. You're on the back of my legs. Fucking sorry.
Yeah.
It's different if he's gone to the side, let me run through, and then give me momentum, and then went fucking bang, and then drop his hips on my legs. That's fucked.
And the thing is,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, I've got you.
And like just say
these players aren't even getting properly injured from it.
No.
So they're grabbing their ankles, they get cessed, they get up, they finish the game. Britain, this is what I was alluding to before. Britain the quarter in the Egan Nat Butcher one against the Roosters. Sweet, gets up, plays the ball. Who was it? Sai Sifa Talakai in the Murata Niokora situation. Sort of like grimaces, gets up, plays the ball, sweet, finishes the game. Nelson Asafa Solomona comes off, does a few laps on the sideline, comes back on for another stint after he'd had his ribs done, sweet, 6 again. Dury, same thing. Grimacing before he gets done, gets up, plays the ball, plays on, sweet. It's not like the overreaction to the hip drop is confusing because just say the cannonball tackle when a few people got done in the knees and you were like, oh.
That is a cheap shot and that looks awful, out of the game.
And a lot of people got like seriously injured.
Yeah.
The only serious injury that I can remember, probably get people in the comments, let us know, was when Paddy Carrigan did it to Hastings and he deserved to get suspended for that. Because
and if anyone's ever learnt from it, it's him. So he's very conscious of the fact that he doesn't want a hip drop. That's why he was so surprised at it because it wasn't a hip drop.
Yeah,
you got to understand the only way you get that your hip drop. Just say if you're running into some person, it usually comes out with fatigue. You run in between players and they can't get you right. And the third man, in a perfect world, if I run, you get ball, he tries to hit the other side, change levels onto my ribs. Third man comes in, cleans legs, perfect tackle. You have control all the way to the ground.
Yep.
That does not happen.
No.
It's not a fucking perfect world.
That
shit happens
about 30%
when,
of the game.
Talmalolo and the Aden Fanul Blakes are coming at you with mad footwork, and next minute your shoulder tackle turns into an arms tackle. Next minute you're just around his waist. He's still going. You're fucking behind him, and then it happens. Like you're not dropping your hips. What the players are doing they're losing their legs.
It's because
sometimes you can't fucking help it.
100%.
You cannot help it. If you lose your legs on purpose, if you're standing there, if I've got you and I lose my legs on purpose, and I've got you in front of me and I lose my legs, fucking get off.
Yeah.
But if I'm driving through you and it's gone from me, your shoulder on mine, and I've gone through you a little bit, and then momentum, I'm fucking going as hard as I can, right? This is in slow motion. I'm trying to teach people. I'm going as fucking flat out as I can. Leg drive through the fucking roof. They're flying through you. Nelson Solomon's trying to, do you know how hard it is to grab one of those fucking legs?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Taumalolo, Adam Fanua-Blake, all these big guys with mad footwork and fucking great leg drive. You can't get them both. So you end up losing the tackle, and then somehow you lose your legs because you just fucking lose everything, and then your hips accidentally get on the back of their hamstrings or their calves or something. But if you drop it on purpose, I'm against that.
Stationary.
Understand what's happening when momentum and everything's happening in that tackle.
I don't know how this isn't getting relayed.
But I'm saying this is the fucking refs not knowing what the hell's going on. Look at tackles. Have a look how tackles are made. Look who's running the ball. Payne Haas is running the ball. How big and fucking strong that guy is. If you hip drop him on purpose, get off. But he's going through tackles and people are just fucking getting bumped off, and all these big ball runners right now running at little fucking guys. Just say Reed Marnie. You know, he's fucking getting attacked. You know what I mean? Like most nines aren't that big. They're fucking getting and they're the ones who sometimes they lose their legs. Cookie. Harry Grant.
Because they're going to make 50
Because they're going to make fucking 50 tackles, first of all. So I just think they need to understand what a hip drop is and the severity of it. And if there's intent behind the hip drop, send them off.
I'm with you.
Don't just send it off and ruin the fucking game because you don't know what it's just, he lost his legs. He's just losing his legs. That's all he's doing. If he's lost his legs and he's dropped his hips onto the back of your legs, get off. Know the fucking rules.
Moving on to the Bulldogs versus the Warriors, 12-24 AG. The Warriors just fucking blew you off the park in that first fucking 20 minutes. Shawnee Johnson in vintage touch. Also, shout out to Adam Fanua-Blake and Tohu Harris, who've been leading from the front.
Not much to say about
Cam Serrato was pretty blunt with it after the game. He said, just we missed the start, and it's disappointing because you've been trying to work on it. Let's give the Warriors their flowers first, and then you can talk about the Dogs.
You can't do that with the Warriors. First of all, you can't let them start
off
like that.
They got some 50-50s.
You can't, but you can't start off with the Warriors. I don't care what fucking year it is from whenever they started, when they debuted in 95 all the way to 2023. They get off to a good start.
They were rolling.
They will fucking roll through you. You don't put a hit on Adam Fanua-Blake and you let him make 30 metres in his first hit up, he's going to keep rolling. Guess where they're going? Front door. Sean Johnson, quality, finishes off sets really well.
His
good balanced forward
really
pack. They've really well drilled in defence. I'm giving them their flowers. They played well. They stuck in it, and they blew us off the park. Can't do that. They're too good a side. They're not the Warriors of a year or two ago.
Fox was a late exclusion. Do you think he'll be good for this week?
Fox has got to get through this week. Today was pretty solid at training. A lot of sprint training. So that's the deal. Right?
How's Kicks?
Kicks is, I think, 5 weeks.
Still right. He did pec right.
Left pec.
Left pec.
His arms are still fucking huge. You wouldn't even know if he's done a pec or not. He's fucking just built. Fox, but Fox has got to get through this week. His X factor is his speed, right? You can't just say if you're coming back from his injury in the middle,
it's a game changer.
You can sort of get around it. But with him, his difference is he's 5 metres faster than everyone. He can't be equal fast. So that'll be up to him. I know this week is Indigenous round, so it's a proud round for Fox.
Yes.
He did train well today. I'm not saying
he was a late exclusion. So
late exclusion.
Pretty good
we
chance.
just want him to get. It's a long year, but and we want Fox to be playing for another 5 years. We don't want one injury to be. And that's the difference with the club. The club loves the players, and they'll put the players first. And it's like, and they'll always be like, well, we don't think you're ready to go, Fox, if you can't tick these boxes, X, Y, and Z. And they take it out of the players' hands, which I love the club. I love our sports. I love our high performance. I love our coaching staff because we're players first. We don't want Fox to be just for one game and then get blown out, and he's got a 12-week injury. He's done well. He's rehabbed everything. Kraz has rehabbed everything. Hopefully we get this win. We go on the bye, get that off. Maybe Kicks is a couple of weeks away. Topangai's had four games. Fox can get a couple. Then we can sort of make a run for the back end. You know, we've got another bye after that. You know, we can sort of put a couple of games together. The game is very
if you can string 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly. So it was one of our games where we just like, fuck.
Probably the most disappointing, eh?
Yeah.
Last
I
2
was
or 3
like,
weeks.
fuck. Damn, I thought we were going to win.
There was moments, I reckon the score flooded you in the Raiders game, but there were moments where you come back, you can tell you're banged up. There were even some was it the Sharks before that? A couple of weeks before?
Yeah, Sharks.
Where you showed some fight again. This is one where
Like,
you'd be very disappointed.
And I'm like, I expected to win that game. We all expected to win the game. We expect to win every game.
Yeah.
Because the prep and the work that I see these guys go through, and I'm like, yeah, like I get confidence, and I'm like, because I'm there all the time, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to win, we're going to win, we're going to win.
Yeah.
And then when we lose like that in that fashion,
It's deflating.
it's not. That's when I get disappointed because I'm like, we're better than that.
Yeah.
And you know, you don't fucking say to the players, you know, you can feel it. Fuck, you can feel it. That's the difference between the coaches and that. They know when the players are down. I'm not going to sit there and go, you should have done this. No, I'm out of there.
Shout out to Ronald Volkman as well. He did the prez 5 minutes into the game, compound fracture, did his fucking finger. He's going to miss the next 2 or 3 weeks. Played the full game, scored
Here's the six.
The 6, young kid.
Fucker.
Been big raps on him for a while now. Come from the Roosters system, toughed it out.
I didn't know that.
We gave fucking Munster his flowers. Let's give Ronald Volkman his flowers.
Yeah.
5 or 10 minutes into the game, got it fixed up.
Killed us with that try, kid. Oh, I don't like you. But I respect you.
Well done. I respect your moves. All right, we touched on the Panthers versus Roosters game before. I don't like you.
Damn, I respect you.
Respect your moves. Panthers versus Roosters, 48-4. OG. Competitive first 10 to 15 minutes, and the Panthers went bang. Freddie's commentary I wrote down the notes, Freddie's commentary on Roman Nath is evident for me that they're going to be the halves for game 1.
Well, if there was any slipping or anyone was doubting Luai, he just went, shut the fuck up.
Say less,
am
baby.
him.
Hit him with the say less.
I am him.
Hit him with the say less after the game too.
He should have said, I am him. Austin Reeves.
Jimmy Butler.
Hey, yeah, exactly. Jimmy Butler should hit with that. And if he did that, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
This was shocking.
I'm
I'm shocked. I was just like,
yeah.
fuck, they are still that team.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's the decline? Give me something. Nothing.
You know what?
They look better.
I said this to I'm spewing. I didn't mention it here on Levels, but I said it to Jimmy. The Panthers have been going through a bit of a lull the last 3 weeks. They have
since the Knights game, right?
A close win against the Knights, a close loss against the Tigers, and a competitive game against the Warriors the week before. But this was a game that we should have seen coming. You know why? Because now they're playing the Roosters, and the Roosters are kettle fish. They're not looking over. Respectfully, the Warriors, Tigers, and Newcastle Knights having good seasons this year. Yeah. Well, Tigers are having a better month than they did to start the first couple of months. But the Panthers and Knights have been really competitive. But they ain't the Roosters.
No.
And when you look across the field and you see James Tedesco, Victor Radley, Joseph Manu, Joseph Swaliti, these guys are stars in the game. Luke Keary,
Crichton,
Lindsay Collins. We named all the names before.
Smith.
This is a game when you're a Panthers player and you've been back-to-back champs, you go, everyone's hunting us. I wouldn't mind doing a little hunting today. I wouldn't mind getting after it myself because everyone's been coming after us. But now I'm looking at this team and I go, fuck, they got some stars over there too. Let's fucking get after these cunts.
Oh, it was nasty. It looked nasty. I mean, like, fuck. It's like
the left edge in the first like half an hour, 40 minutes. Actually, got to give fucking Nathan Cleary his flowers. Yeah. The way he's intent in defense to start the game, he bashed Angus Crichton. Victor Radley tried to play that little short ball, gets in Angus Crichton. Little fucking push and shove. So they defended so strongly on the right edge, and then the left edge just got all the joy, playing some really nice eyes up footy. Not playing footy.
No.
They played what they see.
Luai just ran. Like I think Luai's he's like one of the best attackers when he just doesn't think. He just looks at cues. He sees cues and he fucking goes for them.
Yeah. Identifies.
Like Munster.
Yeah.
Like you can't structure these kids. It's like they see cues, they see a little bit of a dent, they see there's something, bang, go for it.
That middle ain't supposed to be three men in.
Boom, boom, boom.
What's Lindsay Collins doing a third man?
Yeah.
Direct, straight
I'll
at him,
see it,
tip
I'll
on.
go at it, and then I'll exploit it, and all the good players keep pushing up through the middle. And I was just like, I love seeing him play like that because you can't structure a kid like Luai, and you can't really structure a guy like Munster. You just want them to see what they see and then just go for it.
Well, it's good to have the structure in place. And then they can play off the back of it.
When there's big games on, they know when they fall back into that structure, and they're in. That's great coaching, and that's how you get the best out of their players.
Yep.
But when there's fucking a lot of cues they see, because Cleary is the structured person. He's
Yes.
so structured, but you got to have
Even
little eye.
Yowie.
And same as yeah. But Jerome Hughes, he's not. He's very structured. Munster's that dude.
Yep.
Just let him play.
Yep.
And when you see games like this, and you just watched Romy just do his thing, it was fucking great to watch.
It's great to
because there was pressure there as well. I reckon he would have got the phone call.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that when you said it
You
before.
might be under the. Let's see. I want to see a man of the match performance, kid.
I'm commentating you this week. I want to see it. I
want to pick you, but I might not. I might be forced to pick someone else. Do you know what I mean? So he went out there and he just went, "Fuck you."
I hope those conversations happen.
You know what I mean?
I hope those conversations. That's mad.
But Liam
Munn.
Munn, he knows like, fuck, I've played hardly any football, man. One Origin.
I'm two weeks out.
I'm 2 weeks out. Bang. Who's their big dog? Who is it? Hargraves. Bang.
Bang.
Fucking Lodge. Bang.
What Hargraves has done? Bring Lodge on. I'll fucking bang that cunt too.
He's there. Like, they just a little bit of a flex last night.
It was a flex.
Like where that team still.
Yeah, it's a reminder. That's a reminder.
So
when you think about it, I've sort of been doing my tiers, and I had sort of the Brisbane Broncos and Rabbitohs as favourites, and then them on the next tier. But when you think about it, they only got beaten on the hooter by the Rabbitohs. It's not like
they had 4 out.
They were up by 10. So I believe Fisher Harris still missed that game. Yeah. Liam Martin definitely missed the game.
Missed 2 dogs right there. They're fucking good. Could they go 3?
Fuck.
Going from seeing what I saw,
it's going to be about timing.
They can.
Yeah, it's just going to be about timing.
It will be timing. It will be injuries. It will be like form and all that kind of stuff. But they have the cattle to do 3.
On to the Roosters, who have tried to do it before themselves as well. First time that I've ever heard that there's pressure building around Robbo himself. What do you think? What do you think about that? Do you think Robbo deserves any of the blame and sort of what's been happening? Because the biggest thing is when you look at the roster, and I love Robbo. I don't even know him, but I've always respected him. I love the way he talks about the game. I would love to have been coached by him, but there's never, apart from Bellamy, in my memory, there's never been a coach that's never really not come under pressure at some point of his career. And I think Robbo has up until this point. Because even as great as Wayne is, like he had people in around the Dragons and Newcastle when things weren't going well.
But like you look
Sammy
at the roster,
Walker.
You look at the roster and you're like, that's a top 4 team.
It's top 2 team.
But like just would diplomatically just say it's a top 4 team.
Yeah, at worst.
At worst, you're a top 4 team.
Yeah.
And what are they sitting? Like they won 3 in a row. They're probably coming like equal 8th. Everyone's on 8. Everyone's on like what, 12 points? They're on 12 points.
Yeah, you'll be right. So the Roosters are 10th. And they are on 12 competition points.
There's about 10 teams on 12 points.
You are.
So it's because of the Sam Walker factor. And he got dropped and their attack hasn't gotten better.
Hasn't improved,
hasn't improved.
So he's clearing up the problem.
And then so you're looking at...
Just one sec. Quickly, the competition, how fucking good it is. This Rabbitohs 16 points with the Broncos, both on 16 points. Then you got Panthers, Cronulla, Storm, and the Dolphins, and the Raiders on 14 points. Then you've got the Warriors, the Titans, and the Roosters on 12. Just behind them on 11 is the Knights and Seagulls. Then you got the Cowboys on 10. Fuck, we got a good competition this year.
That's what I'm saying. You string 3 or 4.
We've got a great competition.
Back to the Roosters. I don't think Robbo's...
Does he deserve to be under pressure?
Well, at that club, if you underperform... They've never underperformed.
Yeah.
Right? They've never really looked disheveled. Do you know what I mean? Like they don't look like they're connecting. When they've played
16, and that was it, right?
And but they had a lot of injuries. There's no injuries now. They've got a full deck of cards. So that's the problem. You bought Brandon Smith. They've been whinging the last couple of years because they haven't had a hooker.
Well, now he's copping criticism. Everyone's copping it, man.
He'll be under the pump. So is Sam Walker is he the fixer? Do you put him back in? Do you leave Joey Manu in the centres? I know they're not happy with Suoliti. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that they just don't look like they're connecting because they've built a brotherhood and a culture out there that they're very tight. Something seems to be off. Something seems. And it is up to Robbo to bring that back together.
Do you think they're just coming to an end of a run, like with some of these older guys?
No, man. Because the only old dude is Hargraves, and he's only 34.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking everyone else is under 30, and Hargraves has been one of their best.
Kez is getting a bit older now.
You know, the higher 20s, you know what I mean? But Joey Manu's still in his prime, like Jackson Paulo. Teddy's like only 28. You know, they played a hell of a lot of football, trust me. But, you know, they've still got that system there. They've still got that culture, which I'm not going to doubt at all. They'll still be there at the end of the year. They're just going through a little bit. They're just finding what their identity is. How do they play? They're still figuring out how to play off Brandon Smith. Brandon Smith was down there in Melbourne in a fucking well-oiled machine. He didn't have to play he didn't have to play 80 minutes. You had Harry Grant coming off the bench. He could start at lock. No structure. Just run the ball hard. Get back into 9 when Harry Grant has a rest. He was free-flowing football. There was no structure. Now he's got to play 80 minutes. They've got to figure out how to get the best out of Brandon Smith.
Well, they started Turpin on the weekend to try to give him in.
That's what I'm saying.
And it still didn't work.
Yes. You know, so they've got to figure out how they play Brandon Smith. Here's the key.
Do you know, I think is a big loss for him and not having Connor Watson there, because they could have sort of, they were going to swap Connor Watson in and out.
Well, they're looking for that sort of guy. They're looking, is Turpin that guy? No, I don't think so.
I think he would have been brought down with the idea of being like because like 19, 20, 21.
You need the perfect guy is Connor Watson, right? And that's why they brought him back down, because he could play lock and he could play 9. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they could swap around a little bit.
Basically, another cheese.
Another cheese, right? So it's just they could just attack through the middle. So I just think they just need to figure it out, and that's why they're the Roosters, right?
Yeah,
they'll figure it out. Robbo will figure it out. He's got a great team there. He's got great people around there. It's a great club. People just like to kick them when they're down, and they haven't had an excuse.
That's true.
They haven't had an excuse to kick the Roosters for a while. Now there's like, what? Sam Walker's the dude. Yeah, it's not working out. Sorry. But now
Suaalii was the prodigy.
Suaalii's a prodigy. He's gone to fucking Union. So they'll have another crack because they don't like the Roosters. One side of the media doesn't like the Roosters.
Well, speaking of who don't like the Roosters, the RABBITOHs, 20-0 against the Tigers, OG. Give the Tigers their credit. They've had an improved month, man.
Stuck in there.
Do you think a duck egg is, you know, not the greatest result, but they gave it to South, man, for a little bit. They gave it to him for the first half. I said... I was watching the game and we're like, Souths really aren't out of second gear here though. You know, one of the things that made me laugh was when there was like a little obstruction and then Latrell ended up behind like in a what do they call it?
That when he just stuck in no man's land.
No man's land, and he ends up just stopping. And, you know, people were trying to tackle him and he just stood there holding Bateman off. Bateman was trying to tackle him and he's just going, no, I'm held.
It's like when he fucking pushed Reynolds and Reynolds nearly went over the fence.
It's like fucking under sixes, when the big kid just holds off everyone else.
Oh, mate, he's when he wants to turn on. It was one of those games. It's hard for South. They're at that level of like, you know, they're a great team. At that level, we're like, you got to come with it now. Come on, I want Penrith.
They just want to play the big games.
I want Penrith. I want the Broncos. I want Friday night. I want the big lights. I don't want fucking Sunday arvo. Or was that a Saturday night?
Saturday afternoon.
I'm not super Saturday. Give me Channel 9 games only.
3 p.m. game too. That's mad disrespect.
That is disrespectful, but that's
you want it 7:30 if you're Saturday.
Bro, they're like Friday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday arvos. That's all I play.
Happy for Tane Milne. He had a good game. Yeah, he's like a unsung hero. Him, Hamed Saleh, Tavita Tola, a couple of these boys that
they make it look easy. Everyone's just anyone can finish tries on the end of that back line. Yeah, well, why aren't you playing there? You're fucking not, because you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Tane Milne does a lot of work in defensively, and he's fucking tough.
Yeah,
and he's got that factor. You wanna run into this shoulder?
He's dog.
He's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. He might miss.
You better look at
You
better look at the replay last year in the quarterfinal, in the prelims or whatever, when he tried to fucking murder 5 people.
Attempted murder.
When he got done for attempted murder. Just joking.
Suspended for 5 games.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see him back, because everyone thought, he's a thug and this and that. He's not a thug. He just fucking plays the game hard.
Yeah, plays it tough.
Game's fucking hard.
Him. I'd love to have him on the team.
Yeah, I'd love a ton.
Especially for a right side winger in this day and age. You can't spend too much on him. I think it'd be good value.
Great,
Cowboys
killing super coach. I'm not even a super coach person, but he'd be killing that, right?
Oh yeah, 200 meters or something like that.
Yeah, straight away.
Cowboys versus Dragons, 42-22. Cowboys are back to their best, OG. This is what we've been waiting for all year. And this is one thing I wrote down is they're not waiting for the big play anymore in the last couple of weeks, which has been the most impressive part of their game. And just like this time last year, I remember when they played the Dragons and the left winger for the Dragons took an intercept and there was just more people from the Cowboys in the picture.
That's what you want to see.
That's what I'm saying in the last couple of weeks.
That's what coaches look at.
These are the sorts of efforts that made the Cowboys who they were last year, and starting to see glimpses of that.
4 weeks ago, they would have pressed pause and there would have been drink water. They're pressing pause and there's about 8.
Yeah.
That's what coaches look for. Those sort of effort plays.
Tommy Dearden was the only one in the picture all the time.
Yes.
And now you've got
you probably got
multiple.
about 8 or 9.
You had 5 or 6, yeah. Even when they made a mistake or made a break and it was like a forward pass, I think Taulagi passed it on the inside to Chad Townsend or Scotty Drinkwater. Yeah, it was a forward pass. No. But they had 6 players pushing through the middle ready to score.
Even like, Jordan McLean inside ball to Drinkwater. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Like it was great to see that. But it was great to see Townsend. He's the key. He is the key. He had an awful start to the year. Let's not get it twisted. He had a great start to. He had a great year last year. He had career best year.
I agree.
Come out of the blocks a little bit slow, and he holds a lot of energy up there. Drinky didn't play for the first couple of games.
He's well and truly their leader.
He's fucking there. He's their dude. And Robson. Robson is a fucking. He's their man. And he's starting to hit again. He's starting to run the ball a little bit more. Hylam Lukey, I don't know what the fuck this kid's on, but he's a king. He's just killing it. He's given the.
Imagine when Jeremiah Nanai comes back. Yeah, that takes
put
a bit
him
of pressure
on that
off
left
him.
edge.
Would you?
Who's playing well? Cohen Hess.
Yep.
Cohen Hess is coming out and fucking just playing simple role. We put him in the front row. Get those quick play the balls, play it fucking hard and tough. There might be a few offloads here and there, a few little block shapes, all that kind of stuff. Simplify that. Jordan McLean didn't have a good start to the year. All their key guys who had career best years last year started shit this year.
Yep, the start of the trend.
Simple. Now they're going up.
They'll be a dangerous team if they get in the 8.
Hard. They're going to be hard to beat. If you get Taumalolo back, a fit Taumalolo, he could be that one dude who just takes you over the edge.
We got Tomalolo and Nanai to come back now into a team that's got some confidence, so then they don't have to feel like they have to do everything.
Dean's been their best player all year.
Yep.
Now Val Holmes is starting to find something. Tuolangi, Felt, Drinkwater. These names are fucking. These guys. There's about 6 Origin players, man.
Felt. Dragons are awful.
Yeah. Just one dimensional.
Yeah.
Like it is. Like, I mean, when we played them a couple of weeks ago, fuck, they're tough. They are tough.
They're tough.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're not awful. They just have no game plan, but just to be like really one-dimensional.
They look rudderless.
One-dimensional, and then just rely on a bit of a block play from De Bellin, which is quite telegraphed.
Yep.
They don't have that real genuine lock player or front row who actually knows how to do those block plays. So just defenses come up and they slide straight away. They never get anyone on the edge. They never do. And they never get that fan shape, which every team has fan shape. They never got anyone in fan shape.
No.
They need Sloan to get the ball. He needs to get the ball more. They need to have set plays for that kid like they did against the Roosters.
Yep.
When he fucking turned it on, nearly got the game for him. Like, there's the fucking proof there. Amoni and Sloan. Like, give them more ball. They've got to get the ball. You've got to somehow get more ball to them.
It looks like Amoni just gets the ball when things break down.
Yeah,
and they're just like,
fuck. Expect it like it's under 10s. Do something. No, man. Like, you got to play. So they play really one-dimensional. When you kick it, they go to Sloan, they got the winger and the centre, and then 2 props in the kick. So it's pretty one-dimensional. And if you're a good team and you're like the Cowboys are a good team, they'll get you. They're good defensively. They fucking rip in Jack Bird and fucking Lowry and De Bellin. They will cut you in half.
Yeah,
if you play into their hands and try and play one-dimensional football, they will bash you.
Yeah, if you play set for set with them,
they will go. They love that. They want it. They try and get you into. They try and get you into that by trying to play that game. And it's like, Cowboys. Fuck that. Pass the ball.
Speaking of teams that are playing well, OG Raiders. 5 in a row versus the Eels, 26-18. I thought it was a pretty good contest to begin with. A little bit of feeling in it with Horsburgh and Madison.
That's a physical man fucking team.
Yeah. Well, I wrote down the Raiders have really galvanised 2 crucial parts of their season. What was the first one?
The Horsburgh.
He's been unreal.
And Cronulla and
for sure.
And Jack.
The Jack decision is number 2. Number 1 was bringing Jared Croker back.
Oh, yeah.
The leader of the team.
Yeah,
you mentioned it.
Yeah. Since he's their spiritual leader, man.
He's that calm head that they need because they've got a fucking heap of loose cannons in that team. Horsburgh, Hudson Young, even Jackie White. And Jack, you could tell it's like...
Jack's got that look, bro.
He's got that... Jack's a dog, right? And it's like Jack's trying to fight the inner dog all the time because he's experienced
suppressing
that dogness, right? And sometimes it just wants to let loose. But you can see him just going, I need to be better. I'm the leader of the team. I've got to fucking pull it back in.
Shit.
Sometimes when shit kicks off, I can just see him want to run in and just fucking bash some cunt.
level one?
And he pulls back and he goes, I'm a leader of the team. Got to be smart.
Yeah.
Fucking can't. Now they've got Jared Croker there. He's like that calming influence because he defends right next to Jack White. So just little.
He'd be always talking to him.
Little tip ups. Come on, bro. You've got this. Get your contact right. Don't shoot out of the line. Fuck. Let's get to the end of the set. Roll the kick in.
No.
And you know what? Got to give another person their flowers. Jamal Fogarty. Fogarty's been really good. Playing his role well. He's kicking the corners well. He's finishing sets. Apart from a couple of unbelievable takes from the Parramatta players.
Yeah.
You see some of the pickups that Gutho had and then Ryan Madison and Brycey Cartwright.
Is it Simonson? And Hayes parent? Hayes Dunster?
Hayes Dunster.
Fuck, they got pumped. Mate, they got pumped. Like, Big Papa and Whiten hit Simonson, I think it was.
It's an ugly middle. It's an ugly middle to run through.
They are so aggressive. Hudson Young.
They gave it to Simonson.
They hammered him, mate, because he's X-Raider, right?
Yeah.
And Ricky Stewart, hey, I know what he's like.
Yeah.
You fucking kill him, fucking expletive.
Yeah.
Every time he gets the fucking ball. And they listen. They're good soldiers, mate. They listen to Ricky, mate. And they got a good pack, man. The horse, he might be a smoky for Origin. Hudson Young might be a smoky for Origin.
I reckon both of them are going to figure at some point. Probably not in game one, maybe game two. Potentially, if there's some injuries, game three, they could be thereabouts.
If you're thinking about putting Appy on the bench or Cook on the bench and you've probably just got, and just say, I think, is Jake playing this? Jake might be a chance?
Jakey's a chance to play this week, but 50-50.
You need that you need that sort of back rower who can play hooker. He can play anywhere in the back line and anywhere in the forwards. Like, that's Hudson Young. How many people can do what he does?
He's got a certain skill set and he's a fucking dog, eh?
Yeah, like imagine him off the bench. He's tough. He's suitable for Origin. I know he would have been close last year. I'm just thinking, who could fill that role? Like maybe Cam Murray. You play Cam Murray off the bench.
Yeah.
It's not about size. It's not about all having these big boys. It's about fucking just going through the ruck.
They don't really get noticed as much down in the nation's capital as well.
No.
Like you've got to really play well down there.
You put him in Penrith's side.
You've got to play a lot, but if he was playing for Penrith, Hudson Young would have been in Origin 2 years ago.
You know what I mean? So I think he might be pushing. They look good, man. I like the way they play.
Yeah.
Aggressive, Big Papa's coming back into good form.
He is.
Fuck, like Tarpane.
They're a team, because they're a team full of mudders as well, they need game fitness. It takes them a while to get...
Takes them good.
Remember I said that? I said that at the start of the year.
8 to 10.
Once they get to round 8, and if they were able to chip a few wins away during that period and not drop too many, and if they don't lose too many, then they get dangerous at the end of the year. That's why they always go on runs.
Mudders Horsburgh played in a trial game against us in the first shot, and he looked awful. He got dominated by our reserve grade. Now he's going to
play Origin.
And I'm like,
he will play Origin.
But I'm just like, that's a testament to him. Like I think Ricky would have went, I'm going to play him. That was their reserve grade team, right?
Well, Sticks has said that he's been banged up in the last couple of pre-seasons, and this is probably the best pre-season he's had in terms of health, being able to get trained.
And he played against us, which he probably didn't have to because he was going to get picked anyway. And he fucking just didn't. He just didn't stop, and he just fucking continued that into his form into first grade. He's playing off the bench for a couple of games
against our reserve.
Yeah, he did. He did, and then he's just gotten better and better and better, and he just worked on his game. His tip-ons are good. He gets the ball on the right side of the field, and he's bang right foot straight away. He tries to get over the other side of the ruck. I'll start getting they've got a little bit more tape on him now.
Yeah, scouting reports out.
So the scouting report's out. So we need to start fixing that up. Because you can't go to the other side of the ruck because the markers are just split. So he's getting it. He's either hitting the front guy, he's hitting out the back, or he's just coming off his right and straightening it up.
Yep.
So if you're coming off the line sidewards, he fucking gets you.
He's coming off his right foot and Ryan Madison as well.
Like
he wanted a bit of Madison.
Yeah, he wanted Madison. He's got him. He's got him. He's had him. He's got him.
in that. Yeah,
I love that.
That goes way back to
because he got him a couple of years ago.
ACL. Yeah.
Yes, and that was fucking. And that's when he got emotional, right?
Yeah. He started crying and fucking
love him,
flipping the bird to the crowd and shit.
And he wanted him. Madison should have fucking let him just let it. Like, I don't know, just Madison should just ran straight.
I don't think Madison is that dude, but
yeah, but you got to just give Horsburgh one of those guys that you play against. Just fucking go at him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he'll go.
Yeah,
like just say if he played against Ogre, you just go.
Yeah,
just go. I'd sit back and just let him go.
The end of the year, Royce Hunt, last round of the season, it'll be Horsburgh versus Hunt, and they've talked it up. So
and they'll go at it.
They will go at it
because Royce Hunt's a fucking about that shit.
Yeah,
and he's giving. The Horsburgh's given up about fucking 30 kilos. You know what I mean?
He's given up 30 kilos.
Fucking Royce Hunt's about 115.
Nah,
I'm fucking telling you.
He's giving up 30 kilos. Horsburgh's about one. They're about 115 each.
Bruh, no. That is not the right body shape. There's no way Horsburgh's a 105.
Highland's on it.
He's about
Can you get the weight?
I reckon he'd be fucking 106, 107.
Horsburgh's a $115.
Nah,
and
man.
change.
No.
And change. I reckon they would be within 5
Royce
kilos
is a
of each
$120.
other.
I reckon Royce is $120. And I reckon if they say it, he's lying.
Okay, it's always 3 kilos lighter than what he is. What do you got? 109 who? Royce Hunt? Fuck!
Yeah, he's not fucking big.
And go get Royce Hunt, please, Lukey. I reckon Royce Hunt 117, 118.
Yeah, he's big.
117, 118.
And they might have their winter coats on by the end of the year.
Yeah, they will do.
114.
Yeah, so 114, that's about 118 in my books.
He's 117, and I reckon Horsburgh's 112.
Nah.
Get fucked, he's 109.
I reckon
I'm
he's-
a $106.
No, he's
Got
not
me covered.
Yeah, it'll be good. They'll fucking go at it.
Yeah.
But that's why I like it, because like they will go at it. It'll be like an old school stoush. Like Royce would be like, okay. And Royce would be thinking, I've got to get this guy. Because he's given up about what? I reckon 7 kilos, 7 or 8 kilos.
Yeah, well, Lukey says 6.
Yeah, so
Lukey
I reckon
says
Royce
6.
is a bit heavier than 114. I reckon fits.
I reckon Horsburgh's is a little bit heavier than Thing 2 as well. Anyway.
Regardless, 8 to 10 kilos I reckon he's given up. If you give Horsburgh 110, I'm going to give Royce Hunt 120. Because he's fucking thick. He's thick boy.
He's baby Ren.
He's a big, and he'll go at it. I love it. I can't wait.
All right, the Knights versus Titans in the first game of Sunday, 46-26. The Knights have scored 26 points 5 games in a row.
That's great.
That's crazy stat, eh?
Jesus Christ.
They've scored exactly 26 points 5 games in a row. Crazy. KP turns it on at the right time.
The start of that game was awful. You see it? I nearly turned it off. Drop ball. I was like, fuck me.
Yeah, it's like which one was going to turn up. It felt like it was going to be like a 12-8 game. It ended up 46-26. Still don't think it's his best position 6 I'm talking about with Kalen Ponga, but I don't mind Gamble coming on late in that game and playing in the roving middle role as well. Bradman Best looked nice and relaxed.
Jeez.
Didn't he? What? 2 tries, 2 pieces of meat?
We didn't have a crack at Bradman Best.
No,
we just said we had a crack at him, stupidity putting on social media.
Yes, we did.
Just don't do that. That's all it is. I don't give a fuck if you go to Vegas for your time off. As long as you come back refreshed.
You
He got ink. I was about to say that. I was about to say he got
yeah.
some ink, and people thought he went over there to go fucking sit in Mississippi.
He might
Maybe he didn't.
He might have had a look.
Maybe
he might have rode the scooter
maybe just got a little beep beep, a little tuk there.
Dada McCarthy.
Maybe had a little look. Got some ink over there. Come back, looked unreal, shut everyone up, played good football because the worst thing he could have done was come back and play like a bastard because people would have turned on him, all the fans. But he come back, scored a couple of meat pies. Kalen Ponga played outstanding when he got the ball. Early ball, just like from, especially in the middle of the field, steps outside. He can smoke like, he can get to the 4-man straight away. And then, boom, straighten up, straight through that little dummy again. You know what I mean? He looked unreal. He did.
He did. Yeah, he played well. Was it it wasn't him, was it, where it bounced off the kickoff? It was him, yeah. They kicked off and the ball bounced near him and it bounced out off the kickoff and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's on.
Early on, I was like, oh, this cunt's doing Bali.
He's off.
This cunt's doing Bali. But he played well. Biggest talking point, KP. Sort of quiet to begin with. Didn't touch the ball for, it felt like about 10 minutes. Then bang, nice little TA off the kick to Tyson Frizzell for the first try and then really turned it on in the second half.
Quality touches.
It wasn't
quality
it?
touches. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Like he didn't overplay his hand. And he's still trying to find his role at 5'8". You know, he's not around the back anymore. He's still playing. Yeah, exactly. They just got to get to the right points, and then he can play his best football. But when they're getting dominated through the ruck and they're playing all over the shop and they're just coming out of yardage, he's not taking play 1s and 2s and 3s.
No.
He's just on the back end with the kick. He gets down there and kick chases until they get into some decent football, into some decent yardage and stuff like that, and they get into their sets.
He identifies a quick play of the ball.
He sees some cues, he does this and that, and then he can fucking spot you up. And he'll carve you up if you let him get to his spot. That fucking one when he went through and scored that try, that's his spot.
That was nice.
Mad overs, guy slides out, he skins the big guy, like he's just too slow, and then bang, dummy.
That's his bread and butter,
That's his bread and butter. So that's that when you see that, like
Good signs.
You've got to put inside pressure on. You've got to go at him because he's not coming off his left. He's hitting you with overs all the time on the left side of the field.
He wants to hit you with a little goose.
He'll hit you. Because people are fucking shitting themselves because of his left foot.
Because he can bang hard.
But he loves it. He loves the overs, show and go, bang, he'll skin you. So like little heads up for some middles there. Just go at his inside hip.
Yeah.
Straight off the line. Track the inside hip, kids.
You're going to give it to a middle's going to get dusted off the left foot.
Because what they would have done, they would have got caught on their heels because they would have been thinking the little bit of a goosey, bang, fucking done. Too good.
Dave Feeder, unbelievable again in losing
He's
team.
the best back row on the comp. Name a better one. No one at the
Not
moment.
this year.
No.
Not this year.
Not at the moment.
Not this year on form. No.
Yep, doing everything right.
He deserves it.
Doing
Willie
everything.
Kickow has been injured. Liam Martin's been injured. Jeremiah Nanai has missed a lot of footy and wasn't playing well.
He's the dude.
He's the dude. He's the best back row in the game
And I just think
this year.
what he's doing defensively and what he's doing with the ball. Well, he wasn't doing this last year.
Nah, Fozzie's been great for him.
Like,
I think he's really opened him up.
And just and made him accountable for a lot of things.
Yes, accountable's big.
Do you know what I mean?
'Cause
Like he's
Fozzie will.
getting 20 fucking touches.
Yeah.
Like there was times there when it was over towards the left side, and if he wasn't getting the ball, he wasn't going to the open side for that tough run.
Yeah.
He was staying on that little fucking 15-meter short side, going fuck it, get the winger in.
Yeah,
He's like, no,
'cause they were throwing the ball when the three people
He's
on
like,
him.
you give me the ball, and he's taking them on. But that's what I want to see, and it's fucking scary watching this kid reach his potential. Because as we talked about ceilings before, he's just fucking massive.
On form, Queensland are in way better form than what New South Wales are. But Origin's a different
key positions. Yeah,
a different kettle of fish, right? Once it gets to Origin.
Yeah.
Speaking of Origin players, Nico Hines played. Let me just fix that up. Nico Hines played Tom Trbojevic and Daly Cherry Evans on the weekend. Seagulls versus the Sharks lose 14-20. It was one-way traffic in the first half, and then a few decisions. I thought
20-0 at halftime, wasn't it?
Referee decisions,
20-2.
No, 14-2.
Was it 14-2?
Yeah, 14-2, and they scored just after
22,
halftime. The Sharks dominate first half and then put the Q in the rack. I thought Turbo getting dusted by Nakora was really concerning. I think we alluded to that at the start, Mace.
Yeah, that was Nakora is fast. He's a back row, but he ain't a winger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's that.
It just looks mental at this point.
I didn't like looking at that.
It just looks mental at this point, right? It just looks like he is worried about taking off because he doesn't
Can't
like
get
have
out.
full
Fucking
confidence.
can't get out. I mean, we've had soft tissue injuries, right?
Yeah.
We've all had one. But like, fuck, imagine just not being able to get out.
Did you have him I only got him at the end of my career.
Back end, yeah.
Same.
Back end.
Yeah.
And that's not even, but I'm in the middle. I'm not fucking getting caught on.
That's true.
You're not in an island. You're not on the island fucking bang having to explode. Like Nakora's fucking hitting that ball flat out. We're coming off the line. It's more endurance.
Yeah,
You know,
5 or
you're
10
coming
metres.
off 5-10 meters, quick.
You can go 70%
He's like
multiple times.
Yes. And you can sort of, you can use other muscles and all that kind of stuff, like little calf injuries here and there, like little soft tissue injuries, but like nothing compared to what Turbo's had with these grade 3 fucking off the bone fucking hammies. Plus the shoulders, the ankles, all that kind of stuff. So
Speaking about something, nothing you can compare to, this one I cannot give to the bunker. Ashley Kine giving the ball back to, do you see this? Tolu Kola jumped up for the ball on the last tackle. He threw the ball away.
yeah, that was weird. And then they got the ball back.
And then Ashley Klein gave it back. They scored the next tackle or the tackle after with Croker. I've never seen that before in my life.
I saw that. I was just shocked.
You know when you're at training and like it might be a decision or like someone might have caught a phantom.
play it again,
and the coach goes, play it again, do it again. I was like, did that just fucking
That's
happen?
what Ashley Klein just said. No. No, play it again, Kolu.
For me, that sums up the refereeing of some of the decisions this year. You know what I'm bringing it back to, Mace? I reckon these referees are so fucking pickled with all the rules that they've got and some of the decisions that they've got to make. That was just a fucking stinker.
They're fried.
He's fried. Ashley Klein's fried. I was watching that game going, go just fucking give him back the ball.
He's done a couple of things this year. He's done a couple of things this year when it's just like, when I watched him, I'm like, he doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah,
he doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, it's your feed or like a play the ball. Something happened really weird about like 8 weeks ago. I meant to mention. I was just like, he looks fucking rattled.
Yeah.
Like he made some decisions like that is not the right call, and he knew it wasn't the right call, and he still made it. I was just like, oh, that's weird.
And there was another one in the Cowboys game. So the ball went over the line, bounced over the line, and they caught a scrum, and he was faced to the Dragons. So firstly, Telltale Amon was frazzled. He didn't pick up the ball. When it hit over the line, bounced back, instead of picking the ball up, he let it roll over the sideline. The referee, I forgot what his name is, up in Townsville, he's like, he gave the scrum decision to the Dragons and then had to flip it and give it back to the Cowboys because they're like, what do you mean? I went over the line and bounced back. And he goes, yeah. And then he goes, yeah. And then changed and made his decision. And I was like, these referees are so pickled at the moment. I feel sorry for them.
Imagine I'm saying, like, every time they must debrief on Monday and just going, fuck, get your shit together, please.
Those meetings that you think where they're sitting back and going, fuck, we're the grouse, we just cost a team. It's really them sitting going, this is awful. What are we doing? Like,
what's happening? I fucking quit.
This is all, I want to quit.
Hate this.
I'm over it. I'm over it. And I'll see you at the preview in a couple of days. Thanks for joining us on Review.
See you guys.